What's going on, guys? So this is part 2 of my drive shaft video here. Now, so I went and I got one of these, which all the videos on YouTube say, oh yeah, it'll work, no problem. Did not work on this end. Obviously, this is what bolts to the differential. This end right here, I was able to remove all the clips. These two and these two and these two. Okay, there's obviously one on the underside for the yoke. Removed all the clips without any issues. Using this kit, I was able to, I think, do this one, but of course I only got it to shove out, to pop out about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or so. And in all the videos, they just grab a pair of channel locks and boom, pop it off. Yeah, no, that didn't work for me. What I ended up having to do is, see, this is the cup. This end here has already been greased. You can see the grease fading down there. I already did the grease on this one. I already put the grease in here. Okay, and I'm not going to grease this end until it's actually in the truck, or very shortly before. I'm not sure. But anyways, so I was able to, after I got the clip out, I was able to use the tool with my rigid cordless 18-volt impact, and it pushed it out about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or so. So if I was pushing on this side was popped out, or vice versa. I don't know, but I couldn't get the tool to work on this connection or over here. What I did is I just banged it out with a 19mm deep socket, I think is what I used. And then I had to put the end cap in the vise and twist the whole shaft, and it popped out. It was really tight, which is confusing because there was not a lot of rust in there, but whatever. So I got everything out. Okay, I figured I could use this, using my ratchet, to put all these U-joints together. I could not. So what I did on the yoke end first, because it's more mobile, I pressed in one cap about halfway or so, and then I put the U-joint in, and I put the other end cap in, and then I just cranked it down on the vise. And once I got it to where it was flush with this end here, where this end here was actually flush with this right here on both ends, then I got my 19mm socket. I smacked this down enough to where I could get the retaining clip in, and then I went over and I turned it over and I smacked this end in with my 19mm socket enough so I could get this end in. Okay, no harm, no foul. Now, when it came to this one here, I don't know if it was this cap or if it was this cap, but one of the end caps, I don't recall which, the needles had fallen down. I used the same procedure. I set my drive shaft up in my vise. Of course, I crushed on this. I didn't put this part in the vise. I crushed on this. I did the same thing, put the thing in, and so I got it all, and then I finished it off with the 19mm socket. But then I could only get one of my retainer clips in. So initially I'm thinking, oh crap, I got the wrong U-joint. No. Again, not sure which cap it was, but I had lost a couple needle bearings, which is what I was afraid of. That's why I was using the bench vise, because I didn't want to smack it. And anyways, so I took it out using the same process, 19 millimeter socket. I drove it all the way out. I was able to pull off one of the end caps. And actually that one that I pulled off happened to be the one with the missing with the needles that were all messed up. And then I took my sledge and the part of I think it's called the trunnion underneath the cap here, I smacked it down to get it level to this. And then I did the same thing. I put it back in the vise and I crushed it down far enough to where the needle bearings wouldn't fall when I smacked it with the sledge on this end. It's just I think it's a 3-pound hand sledge. This one here was kind of a pain. I did the same thing. I put 1 cup in. I got it about half in, and it was actually a lot harder to do than either of those, but I got half of this in. I put my U-joint in, and I did the same thing. I put the other cap in and I just slowly crushed it, and once I got it to a point where I thought it was safe, I went ahead and I brought it out on the concrete and I smacked it in, both ends in, so they were even with this surface here. And then I used my 19 mil deep. I smacked this in, put my retaining clip in, and then I turned this over, smacked it in, put this retaining clip in. And the reason I'm making this video is I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube, and all the videos I see on YouTube show you this method. They either cover this method or pounding this out with a socket. And I'm not saying that this method will not work. I'm saying this method did not work for me. So I went ahead and I used the sockets for both. I'll be honest with you. I did have it indexed, meaning this is obviously the front. This is not my mark. The green mark is not mine. But honestly, I don't know exactly how it goes in to the transmission, because I had this indexed, but with all this, and I didn't paint over it because I indexed this part and I didn't paint this. I mean, you can see a little bit of overspray, but not a lot. But with me moving the drive shaft around, and I just indexed it with paint. So with me doing all that stuff, my indexing failed. So I figure I'll put it in the truck, and if I have a wobble or something, I'll just 180 it. The other thing is I don't know if it's because it's new, but it seems kind of stiff. On the videos, they say if you smack the ear here, that'll kind of settle the bearings and everything. And it did make it easier. You can see it moves easy. It's not choppy. Same thing here. Okay. And this here, you can see, this actually moves a lot better than it was moving. But I haven't greased this, so I don't know if doing the grease is going to make it better. I don't know. But, and you can see I've got these end caps taped because I don't want a chance these falling off and losing needle bearings or whatever. So that's my experience with the U-joints. If I ever need to do U-joints again, I'm just gonna bring it to a shop. I've got a 4-centimeter tear in my right shoulder, and my left shoulder was surgically repaired about 2 years ago. I don't need to be swinging the hammer the way I had to on this project. So if I put it all back together and if it fails, it's going to a shop. I'm not gonna mess with it. You can see I have two sawhorses. When I was working on it, I had removed the wood and I had the drive shaft sitting on the sawhorses, and I straddled the drive shaft. But, you know, for me to smack out the ends here and for me to do some of that stuff, I don't think that's gonna necessarily cause the drive shaft to be warped, but I will find out. But I wanted to make this video because I wanted to make everyone aware. You see those videos on YouTube, and I saw the videos too. I mean, a U-joint is a U-joint is a U-joint, and it looks like you can use this and it can be all nice and smooth. That didn't work for me. And the other issue I ran into on all of them is I got them all to where it would pop out on the other side. This was sunk down and the end cap on the other side was popped out. Let's go down here and look at this. Let's say I hit this and this end was popping out like, I don't know, like that. A lot of videos just show the guy or whoever just taking a pair of channel locks and just twisting it off. No, that didn't work for me. So I had to put the end cap itself in the bench vise, and I had to twist it off. That's what worked for me. And then of course, before you put your U-joints back in, if any of this here, anything inside where the cap goes, if any of it is marred up, you need to file it down. Oh, and going back to what I was talking about earlier, you can see this rubber cap, right? Well, as you're smacking this way, this pops out like 3/4 of an inch or a half inch or whatever. I got a little screwdriver in where that rubber seal is, and then I was able to knock it out this way. And then once I got that out, then I had to work on getting this end cap out. But that's how I did all of them. How I had to get all my U-joints out is I had it popping out like 3/4 of an inch or whatever, because it's not going to go all the way out. And then I finished it with a flathead screwdriver or something that you can fit right in there, okay? Whether it's a screwdriver or a pick or chisel, whatever. That's what I had to do on all of them, because I pushed them all out, and I put this end cap, once it was popped up, I put this in the bench vise, and I tried turning it, and it would not. When I moved the drive shaft, for example, this would move with it. Like this was like the end cap, the bearing cap was welded inside here, which I know it wasn't. I sprayed it with plenty of breaker, liquid wrench, whatever. That didn't help. I did try. I heated it up with the torch. I didn't expect that to work, but anyway, so yeah, I found a way. Pop it out. If you can't grab it and twist it out like you should be able to, then you can use the screwdriver method. I will allow you. The other thing to note too, when I got the U-joints, I couldn't find them on 1A Auto, so I got them from Amazon. They're both Moogs. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but I actually went through and I labeled TX for the transmission, and one I labeled AXL. Well, after I got this put in, everything like that, I looked at the other box, and the other box says TX on it. I'm like, oh crap. But I compared that U-joint. I set it down here, and it was just like a 1/4 inch too long on each side. And when I compared the U-bolt over here, it had sunk in. It was like like a quarter to an eighth inch shy on this. So I marked them wrong. So, you know, pay special attention. I really got lucky because I thought I was gonna have to take that. I had that all together, the yoke and the driveline. I had it all together before I realized my mistake, which really wasn't a mistake. So just want to bring this issue to people out there that are trying to do U-joints. It's not, I thought it was going to be a walk in the park, but it was not. So if you want to do the U-joints yourself, just be aware of what you may run into. I just want to put it out there, make you guys aware. Now, obviously, I've got to put that in the truck tomorrow, and I'll give it a test drive. And like I said, if I hear a squeal or if I hear anything, I'll bring it into a shop. It looks, I mean, they're a little kind of tight to turn, but like I said, I have not greased this side, and I think that may be because it's new. I did knock these ears, like they say in all the videos, with the sledgehammer to kind of break it up, and it did make kind of settle it in, and it moves a little bit easier now. But I'm hoping it's just because it's new and it's got to break in. So anyways, that is this video. If this video helped you out, gave you some insight, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you know of someone who's going to be doing U-joints, send this to them to give them a heads up of what they can run into. Otherwise, like I say in all my videos, if you're interested in my next video, go ahead and click that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, let the YouTube algorithm know that I'm doing good, and we will see you on the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.